Welcome. We are initiating ourselves to visit and to have overview of Source Sutra, Ganita Sutra 1. In the previous session, we have been visiting the tables 1 to 7 of the organizational data of the text of Ganita Sutra 1. Today, in continuity, we are proceeding further with tables 8 to 21. These tables are in respect of the sequential placements and arrangements of the letters of the text of Ganita Sutra 1, Ekadhiken Purvain. In these 14 tables, we will be visiting some of the prominent features of first three letters of the text of Ganita Sutra 1. The first letter is A. The data table 8 is in respect of this letter, that is the first letter. See the 8 features being mentioned in table 8 with respect to the first letter A are: number 1, it is the sixth vowel. Number 2, TCV value of this sixth vowel, that is the first letter, is 6. The number value 6 accepts an organization as 4 quarters, as 4 folds, namely 0, 1, 2, and 3. 6 is equal to 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3. This organization as quadruple values 0, 1, 2, and 3 has a parallel geometric organization of 4 folds: 0 space, 1 space, 2 space, and 3 space. This is the manifestation feature of hypercube 2, representative regular body of 2 space and 4 space. Hypercube 2 is our well-known body, that is a square. Square plays the role of dimension of 4 space. We can also have a pause here and remember that the only geometric format tool availed in the text of Ganita Sutras and Upsutras is the Varga, square. Therefore, this feature of first letter as value 6, accepting organization as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, parallel with the fourfold manifestation layer of hypercube 2, gets foundational importance. Now, we also know that first perfect number is 6. 6 is the first perfect number. We further know that Surya Ank, the number of the Surya, is 6. Still further, we know that TTCV value of formulation Surya is 6. Still further, we know that it is 5 cross 7 grid, which accommodates all the 35 double-digit numbers of 6 place value system. Therefore, the triple value 5, 6, 7 is having number value 6 at its middle. It is this middle placement of value 6 in the transcendence range 5, 6, 7, which leads to manifestation of 5 cross grid, is really very important. As 5 cross 7 is equal to 35 is the TC value of formulation per Brahm. Therefore, it is this relationship of the formatted coordination of Surya with the per Brahm which is going to be the real source of potentialities of this source sutra. first letter 6 as value 6, as a 6 space, as Surya is leading us to the transcendence range 567 with 6 at a middle placement, and thereby there is a coordination format of Surya with Parbrahm, and it is this feature deserves to be imbibed. Table 9 further brings us face to face with the value 6 as 6 space domain, which when splits, it leads us to a pair of values 4, 4, and step ahead emerges a dimension of dimension value 2. So value 2 as a square, as spatial dimension, is dimension of 6 space. Therefore, it is this domain split quadruple features 6, 4, 4, and 2 of summation value 16 is of much greater importance, as value 6 is equal to 2 raised to power 4, parallel to the dimensional value of quadruple spatial dimensions of creators being 16. And a step ahead, we know that the whole Vedic mathematical domain stands manifested as 16 sutras. One shall have a pause here and permit the transcending mind to glimpse and imbibe these formative features and to attain the appropriate enlightenment. It is this degree of insight and enlightenment which is bringing us face to face with the potentialities of mathematical domain of Ganita Sutras, with Ganita Sutra 1 being its source sutra. Table 10 is further bringing us face to face with the internal organization of value 16 as values range 1 to 16, which is yielding as many as 29 factors. In the table of expression, in column 1 are values 1 to 16. In column 2 are the factors of the corresponding values. In column 3 are enlisted the number of factors of the specific values. And finally, in column 4 is the summation of the total values from value 1 to value 16, and it comes to be 29. And we know 29 is the number of factors of values range 1 to 16. This way helps us to see the interrelationship and coordination of values pairs 16 and 13. This feature of 16 values leading to 29 factors, so the reach from 16 sutras, 13 Sutras as well. Or in other words, Ganita Sutras include Ganita Sutras. This feature of 16 sutras and 13 Sutras standing coordinated as 29 factors of values range 1 to 16, which is parallel with the dimensional frame of quadruple spatial dimensions of creator space, is the core of the organizational format. It is this core of the organizational format which is responsible for such a blissful foundation of Vedic mathematics. Such foundation of Vedic mathematics deserves to be comprehended imbibed fully. Table 11 is further bringing us face to face with the reach from first letter to the second letter. Second letter of the text is Ka, is of TC value 4. Value 4 takes us to 4 space. And a step ahead, there is a reach at hypercube of 4, representative regular body of 4. We know that Ka is Brahma, Ka Brahma, and Brahma formulation is a TC value 29, which is parallel with the total number of hymns, 16 sutras and 13 of sutras. Further, we know that the total versions hypercube 4 are leading to the total geometries of 14 space. So these versions of hypercube 14 and geometries of hypercube 14 being 29 parallel with the TC value of 29 is the feature with whose comprehension we shall be face to face with the phenomenal inward expansion of our creative universe. It is this inward expansion of creative order of our solar universe which will bring us face to face with the universal reach, the universal domain of the Vedic system, of Vedic mathematics, of Vedic mathematical domain of Ganita Sutras, with Sutra 1 being the source of Sutra. Therefore, these features, when are approached a step ahead in respect of hypercube 29, then we shall be appreciating that there are as many as 59 versions of hypercube 29, and the value 59 is the value of 59 geometries hypercube 29, and there are precisely 59 vachas of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. One may have a pause here and permit the transcending mind to glimpse and imbibe these features and to provide and to accept the formatted approach as applied values of Vedic mathematics, which will help us appreciate the organization format features of the source Vedic scripture. Here is one feature of the organization of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which is being focused, pointed attention. A step ahead, the table 12 is further providing us an insight as that the formulation Surya is of TC value 13. The last letter of the text of Ganita Sutras and Up Sutra, that is Visarjanya, is of TC value 13. The formulation Chit, the consciousness organ of existence phenomenon within human frame, of TC value 13. One may have a pause here and permit the transcending mind to be parallel with this unique reach, comprehension, insight, enlightenment, and all another connected values and virtues of Vedic system, as that the Vedic rishis, Vedic knowledge has comprehended the consciousness organ of human existence. The classical, conventional, and orthodox approach to the human body is restricting itself up till mind. Now, the reach from brain, mastic to mind is a very big step forward, and a reach from mastic to man as brain to mind when is seen in the light of this comprehension, reach from man to chit, from mind to consciousness organ, then we will have a real appreciation and the breakthrough which is attained by the Vedic systems, Vedic mathematics. And it is this breakthrough for which we are initiating ourselves to have the overview of the mathematical domain and mathematical processes of the Ganita Sutra. Now we know that value 13 is a transcendence triple 454 equal to 13 and 565 equal to 15. So the split at the transcendental origin of creator's space and a result thereof, the split of a four space as a pair of four space domains, the happening is the outcome, is the technological reach which is to be imbibed, and it is only by imbibing this transcendental feature of the transcendental origin, transcending out the creator's space, and as a result thereof, the creator's domain getting multiplied twofold. It is here where we will again have a parallel reach with hypercube 6 being of 13 versions as representative regular bodies of 13 geometries of 6 space. And it is here where we will also have an comprehension as to how 12 as the cube within 4 space domain manifest 13th additional edge. So it is transition and a reach for 12-edged cube into 13-edged cube, which be taken as the attainment, and it is this attainment which is going to be applied for the exploitation of different potentialities of our existence phenomenon within human frame. Now, let us read ahead the third letter of the text Ganita Sutra 1. In fact, of the first formulation Ekadi came is O, the elongated first vowel, value 2. And TC value 2, as value 2, as 2 space, as spatial order deserves to be imbibed. Here, tables 13 to 21 is a set of tables which are focusing upon the contribution because of the spatial order manifesting as creator's domain, that is hypercube of 4. Hypercube of 4 is the representative regular body of a 4 space. It is of a spatial order. It is of solid boundary. It is of creative domain, and it is of a transcendental origin. Therefore, table 13 as spatial order role of the second letter of the text of third letter of the text of Ganita Sutra 1. It is leading to fourfold manifestation, that is 2, 3, 4, 5, that is hypercube 4, that is the representative regular body of a 4, manifesting along the format of hypercube 4. Is this manifestation feature of four space manifestation within four space which deserves to be comprehended well. A step ahead sequentially, we are having an insight with respect to the features of four space as a domain. Four space domain is a four space content manifesting as a domain fold of hypercube 4. Now, physical matter manifests as a volume three space domain of cube of solid. A step ahead, four space content, which is of a spatial order, manifests as the domain fold of hypercube 4, the representative regular body of a four space. What this is of distinguishing features than that of linear order space. For it, let us be parallel with table 14, which is captioned as 13-edged cube, means our 12-edged cube, a three-space body, when floats, comes in dynamic state within four space because of the availability of 1 degree of freedom of motion in addition to the triple dimensional frame of three space. This amounts to manifestation of 13th edge for 12-edged cube. It is this feature of 12-edged cube manifesting an additional edge within four space which deserves to be comprehended well. It is by imbibing this value we will be parallel with the distinguishing features of four space content than that of and over and above that of the physical content of our three space, because of which we are having volume of our cube and solid. Table 15 is taking a step ahead of spatial order four space setup. It takes us to the origin of four space, which is a transcendental origin. That is, it is five space content which is manifesting as a point body of five space with placement at the center, at the origin seat of a four space of a solid. Therefore, table 15 is taking us a step ahead from the spatial order, that is two space in the role of dimension, three space in the role of a dimension, naturally of a five space, and that too in the role of an origin of a four. Table 16 is taking us a step ahead as that the 13th edge of cube within four space domain will extend and will have a reach up till the transcendental origin of the solid order. One shall sit comfortably and permit the transcending mind to be parallel with this inward reach of the Vedic systems. The reach within four space content as a domain fold of a spatial order is to be of the order of a reach up till the solid order transcendental origin. Table 17 goes a step ahead It takes us to the happening of a transcendental cavity at the seat of transcendental origin of a fourth space. Fourth space is a spatial order space. Its center is of a dual status. Firstly, being the point of fourth space domain, and secondly, being the point of a transcendental domain. This that way clearly brings to focus as that but for the seal of the center because of the transcendental origin, there happens to be a cavity. It is this cavity feature at the origin seat being bridged because of the higher order, that is the solid order content. So this cavity which is bridged because of the transcendental content will in itself lead us up till the center of the transcendental origin. So this transcendental cavity at the center of the fourth space domain deserves to be comprehended well. One may have a pause here and take note that the Creator, the Supreme, Lord Brahma, a four-head Lord with a pair of eyes in each head, sits gracefully on a lotus seat of 8 petals, meditates within the cavity of his own heart, where is the seat of the Transcendental Lord. And it is with the grace of the Transcendental Lord, Lord Brahma multiplies as 10 Brahmas, and parallel to it is the manifestation of the creative boundary of 10 components of the transcendental domain. Therefore, we shall sit comfortably and sequentially proceed ahead to be parallel with the transcendental phenomenon, being the phenomenon of this fourth explosion at the transcendental seat, and as a result thereof, there happens the split of the domain to a pair of half domains, here as northern hemisphere as upper part and southern hemisphere as a lower part, as are the tabulations 18 and 19. It is this phenomenon, it is this feature which is at present much beyond the reach of the classical, orthodox, and conventional mathematics being taught as a mainstream. However, the Vedic order as it is, Vedic systems as these are, Vedic potentialities as are manifesting, and the comprehension and enlightenment reach of Vedic mathematics when is going to be introduced as a mainstream discipline of instructions, then certainly our mental states because of classical, orthodox, and conventional systems will melt, and we will be parallel with this transcendental phenomenon. And as a result thereof, as are the tables 20 and 21, these will bring us face to face with how the center of the pentagon gets superimposed upon its center of hypercube 4, as well as the inner pentagon and outer pentagon too will have commonly superimposed placement for their centers at the seat of the transcendental origin, creators of space. We shall sit comfortably and be parallel with these features, and sequentially we will be acquiring them, we will be imbibing them, our mental states will melt, our transcendental brain reach will be parallel to it, and with it, naturally, we will be the students of Vedic mathematics of the order of the Vedas. Thank you very much.